G'day everyone, welcome to the Opal Mills channel. Welcome all subscribers, new and old. So this is the channel about mining, opal, buying parcels, which I've done recently, cutting, treating if needed, making doublets, making jewellery, gold and silver, all things opal. So recently I came back from the trip with a couple of bits of hard matrix. When I started cleaning up, sort of as it looks at the moment, still got a lot of sand through it. I don't think it's going to clean up perfectly to cut anything worth cutting as such. Might be some doublet material, but by the time I take it off of here and get the sand out, you can sort of see through there, there's opal over the top of that sand. And as that opal gets thicker, the sand does continue under it in between the matrix and the crystal. So more of a specimen, or I might come to chop it up one day for stones. But for now we're going to start with the other side, this video, and we're going to clean this one up. So this one's pretty much totally encased. It's got a hint of what it's going to be inside, and I'm really hoping for this one with that nice juicy colour to come out. But I expect it's only about that thick. I think most of this will come off. You sort of see the size of the stone that's actually in there. It tapers off down this end. Not sure what it's doing out here, but we're going to grind that back and find out. And this was one of the bits of actual crystal that was thick enough, might be clean enough to actually get a little stone out of. So we're going to clean that one up too. And these are a few bits from a recent Lambina parcel I bought, and I've been putting a few parcels up online on my website, theopalmills.com.au. I've got rough single stones and jewellery. So starting with this one, I'm going to slice this one up for doublet material and see what this stuff does as a doublet. It's got some really nice colour in there, but I don't think it's going to translate too well as is as a stone. So we might highlight that with a black backing. And this piece as well, I think I'm going to be using this for doublet material. See what it turns into. This one, I'm really hoping there's a nice stone in there. It's got a bit of sand on the inside. Keep forgetting I've got this. Yeah, it's a little bit to work around. It's fairly clean in there, but just a couple of bits up this end, up the top here. A lot of it's superficial, and pretty sure that this end up here is pretty clean. So we should get a stone out of there. A little bit of jelly crystal. Nice tone of green, mix of blues. The yellowishness to the green. This one I can't wait to see what it's going to turn out like. Again, it's got the sand down through here, wedges out there. I think up that way, there's a nice little stone in there somewhere. And this one has a few issues. So first being, this line that's broken through here has continued into the stone, so that will want to come out. So there's no point keeping that on and trying to cut it up that way. I'd idyllically liked to have, but we are going to go for it up that way. You can see it's got some nice colour, hopefully get through that. Bit of green and some of that multicolour comes through. But due to this broken edge, I'm going to lose about that much of it there. So hopefully it goes over this way a bit further. There's not going to be much chop for a stone, but we'll try. This one's just an interesting looking piece. It's got some sort of jelly on the outside, a bit of white, light opal in the middle, maybe a face out of there. Or maybe it goes up that way. We'll have to find out when we get into this piece. Not all opal is straightforward with the formations. It's a bit like fruit and veg at the fruit and veg shop. Everything looks perfect, or all the potatoes look fantastic, and where are all the odd shaped ones? They sell them by the ton to farms, piggeries for feed. It's just as good quality carrots and potatoes and whatever fruit and veg you got, but they've got an image to maintain of what an apple looks like stereotypically. So if it doesn't meet the criteria, it doesn't get bought up by the big brands that put all the apples out or the potatoes out. And yeah, same with Opal. You get to see a lot of the nice seam or the beautiful knobby or really killer material that's pretty straightforward. But sometimes Opal just does what it what it wants to do. So this has got a bit of sand around one end. It does clean up on the inside from what I can tell. It goes all the way down to this end, but tapers down again. So this comes off the top. We'll see what's in there, but depending on what that face is like that way, it may be better just to make some small stones facing that way. We'll see what happens when we get into it. So it's a lot of investigating when you get Opal. You don't always get a parcel that's, oh, look at that, straightforward, easy cut. It's already that shape. It was formed that way in the ground. It's got the bar, would have been idyllic facing that way and across there, but since it's like this, and I can see colour popping out right there, I reckon there's a really nice cushion cut of some kind in there somewhere. All that yummy colour splashed across it. So that's what I'll be doing with that one. But yeah, not all stones are just straightforward, easy cuts. Sometimes it's going to take a bit of figuring out what's happened inside there. Sometimes they'll slice all this material off and get you out the nice bits and sell them in a parcel of sort of seam Opal, and you can't really tell what original shape it was in because they've trimmed it up for you, ready to be cut to show what's in there. Otherwise you kind of go, oh, it's a gamble, and you don't want to pay too much. So they take a chance, slice out the good bit, show you that in the parcel, and that's what you mainly see. But yeah, all shapes and sizes and formations and patterns and mixes. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna get to and start tidying some of this up. I really can't wait to get into it. But I will be starting with this one. So I'm going to tidy this up just to take it back a bit, see how big it is, and this, if there's slices, this one will be getting sliced up, and possibly some of it I'll put on the website, but I'll obviously want to be doing some of it myself as well. So let's head over to the wheel. So I've got it to this stage. I can sort of see colour poking in and out everywhere. And I can also see a lot of dead spots. I can see a nice banding running through here. I'm pretty sure I'm behind there. I do want a face of that, but with the odd angle that's on, it'll be sort of that way. So I need to square it up somehow slowly. What I think I'm going to do, due to this crack here, I'm going to start taking some slices down this end and see what this pattern does through here. First slice is going to be a bit useless, might get a small stone. Yeah, we'll go from there. So we'll head over to the saw and we're going to take this one up and give them a few slices as well. All right, that turned out quite well. I'll start off with these ones. Started running out of colour at one end. There's a bit of colour there. Hopefully that'll translate with the black backing. Yeah, not much colour in that one, I don't think. It's a bit. We'll give it a go. And that was the front piece. Yeah, we'll give it a go. So this has turned out quite gemmy on the inside, quite bright, a bit patchy with some columns of dead matrix. So I might get a few stones out of that bit. It's the other end piece. Not sure what I'll do with that bit yet. And more off-cut bits, and this piece. Got a stain out of it. So trim up the back, trim up the sides. In there, there'll be a nice little stain. And these main slices, got a few of them, didn't we? I really hope this treats really well. We'll have to find out. I'm going to break this down a bit further. Trim up all the sand, clean up some pieces, see what we can actually cut out of it. Some of this I will list on the opalmills.com.au for some rough, if anyone wants some of this. Oops. Thin blade, it's bent a bit in the slice on that one. So that one will probably try and keep that big stone there and hope that doesn't go all the way through, so when we cut it, it pops out. Otherwise it'll get another slice and two little stones. And there'll be another stone up there. So, go back out in the saw in a minute. So that one, take the sand out. Awesome, what a great result. Alright, so now they're in all manageable pieces. Ready to head back on the wheel, tidy them up a bit. Might even Even mark out a few shapes to cut. That's really pretty. Alright, so just going to tidy up some of these. Ready for cutting. I just thought I'd take a quick moment just to point out, we don't want to be buying our rough in carats weight. It should never really be measured in carats. To call some of that carats is absolutely ridiculous. It's sand, it's not carats. If someone could, they'd estimate what lies in there and call that weight in carats, if you want to call it carats. No, you wouldn't even do it then. Technically, carat weight should be reserved for a finished cut gemstone. Gemstones are weighed in carats. It's loosely put when it's applying to lower grade material that's semi-precious, not quite gem grade. You shouldn't really measure it in carats. So we measure it in grams, and I thought here's a good time to show you why. If we were to consider carat weight, which I'm not, we'd call that 25.98, 26, let's call it 26 gram for argument's sake. And that would amount to 130 carats, roughly, smidge under. So to call that 130 carats is not an accurate term. Simple. We don't call this carats yet. So you could start to apply the carat weight if you turn these into rubs, and then there's minimal carats left to final tidy up. But as this is in the rough, grams is the go. And once you get out of grams, you could go to ounces, and any bigger than that, you can go to kilos. So for rough, we won't be calling it carats anymore. Just to show you these ones, tidied them up, brought them into shape roughly, and we'll rough them out on the 240 grit next. But first, we'll get along with these. So I might start with this one. Slides in. Okay, here we are, all finished. Start at this end. Actually, I'll start over here. Just grab these. So these are the stones that I reckon will maybe make great doublets. And we'll save that for another video. This one definitely will make a gorgeous doublet. It's just a serving suggestion, that little oval. Be a nice stone as it is, I think. But I think it'd be an even better doublet, stronger colour. And these pieces. Hopefully we can get some of that colour to pop in doublets. Run out. Oh, there's a bit there. And some of these just didn't make it. This one will actually, I'll slice it this way. And see if I can get a few little stones out of that. And this one just not much chop in the end. I'll put that in a parcel or something. Someone can finish that off, practice. So that's what happened to those bits. So that left us with this. So starting this end, white opal, light opal I should say. It's not all white, but it's all light. A reasonably cheap stone due to the colour's not super strong on it. I should do that one last. This one turned out alright. Actually fantastic. Totally clean. Well cut. The wax still on it. Don't worry about that. So that was that little crystal piece from the from this stuff. So maybe some of that might, if I can find some clear spots in it. I reckon I'll turn in a fantastic doublet, so I might even get some solids. Get some more wax off. Haven't cleaned these yet properly. This little one, it's got a nice high dome on it. Let's give it a clean. Getting all foggy out here, it's very cold, and the heat from my hands humidifying the stones. So it'll be a nice little ring stone. A few little bars in it, a little bit of red still left on the top, and green underneath. And this one has a bit of a flaw in it, or yeah, what would you call it? Imperfection. Right there. There's nothing I can do about it. That just continues through the stone. So I probably should have, but it was too late by the time I noticed it. Just reduced the stone. So that may be a future recut. But for now, there we go. It didn't turn out too bad. Beautiful colour. And this is the matrix. So over here, this is the rough. And that's how it cut. And I think they look quite nice. But it's definitely getting treated. And some may say, yeah, but natural's better. So, well, what about now? I know what I'd rather look at. So this is definitely going in for a treat. And these are just slabs ready to cut. I've got quite a few out. So some of these will go up on the website, some will be keeping to cut for myself. So, well, for myself to cut. Yeah, I think that turned out quite well. That was just a quick treat of about 6 hours, 3 in sugar, 3 in acid. So there we go. Really intense colour. I'll sit here and play with these a bit later. That's right, I'm still recording. So yeah, definitely, this is going in to be turned into that. And some of this, oh yeah, list on the opalmills.com.au for sale. So yeah, there we go. That's how that all turned out. I'm quite impressed. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.